The original Gears of War brought some much-needed integrity to the term Xbox 360 exclusive in 2006, and splashed Xbox Live with torrents of blood. The sequel in 2008 dug even deeper, with its Horde mode influencing several shooters since to include some sort of enemy wave generator.
You're mine now, bitch!
Now, the biggest, baddest, and most badass sequel of them all has emerged. Before the body parts start flying, here's a wish list to Cliffy & Co. Three years ago, Bungie demonstrated the glory of 4-player cooperative missions in a console shooter. Gunners could recruit 3 other Spartans and bring a sharper edge against the skull-crushing difficulty of Halo 3's toughest campaign settings. COGs have been known to travel in packs of 4, along with splitting into 2 teams of 2 on occasion to take the high and low roads. These varied routes could facilitate multiple playthroughs, as well as varied results depending on a certain group's performance. For example, the more Locust Group A kills, the less Resistance Group B will face in the next area. We could stand to see these altered perspectives divided even more, take the branching paths further, requiring teams to survive longer without all their comrades. A small picture-in-picture window on the HUD could update you on the opposite squad's progress. Special Spec Ops-style mini-missions could also have each member of the 4-man team filling separate roles, like manning a specific part of a vehicle or traveling to a separate location.
Keep moving!
When you get a Lancer in your hands and the situation calls for close-up negotiations, it's tough to think of a weapon better suited for the job.
Bring it!
Still, we think there are plenty of gory close-quarter takedowns that have yet to be employed in the series. Take Scourge's dual chainsaw staff, for example. Even if these ultra-powered flesh rippers are a rarity in single-player and multiplayer, like the mechs in Lost Planet 2, the series has built a rep off ungodly firepower, and close-range bloodletting is the perfect place to start for Part 3. We've even heard of talk from Edge magazine of walking mech suits designed for an offensive push or a defensive standstill. The smoke, ink, and frag grenades are also starting to feel stale. We're ready for claymores, sensory charges, tripwires, explosives that toss random projectiles into the air, mobile chainsaw turrets, and more.
Who's next?
Edge has even indicated a submersible bomb that penetrates enemy cover. Let's see some creativity in the vein of Insomniac's Resistance franchise. Even a Molotov cocktail could shed more light when darkness becomes an adversary. Gadgets more geared towards crowd control, like charges that can slow or even stun the Locust, could come in handy. It's been touted that the Locust swarm will reach alarming numbers in Gears 3, but what's even more tantalizing than a sea of carbon copy underdwellers is meeting enemy types we've already faced in creative situations. Berserkers were given a fantastic entrance in Gears 1 and were mysteriously absent in the sequel. Their first appearance was so memorable because you suddenly had to rethink your strategy and pace of play. Anything that disrupts the pattern of cover, advance, attack, repeat, like the tickers from Gears 2. Early reports hint at Locust with tentacle-like appendages that can extend over cover and expose safe hiding spots. The cover system itself was improved in Gears 2, and if refinements continue to be made, any new Locust will most likely be designed to keep players on the move. The avalanche of Locust grunts will also be lost on Gears veterans if the environments remain as fixed and linear as they've been in the past. What's the use of 100 targets if they're all being funneled around the same street corner or through one doorway? We're ready to stretch our legs in more wide-open areas that spawn danger from all directions. We ventured underground, huffed it through the insides of a giant worm, battled Razor Hail, and even watched as the last standing city got breached. But we're still looking for colorful and unique environments that provide flexibility in how you play through them.
Oh. God damn it!
What other giant creatures lurk above ground? Why not take to the skies with flying beasts more so than the quick Reaver battle? We've heard rumors that at least one sequence will be underwater, which would make sense given the hollow avalanche ending of Gears 2. The book Gears of War: Jacinto's Remnant introduces the island of Vectis, a former cog base in a dense jungle. Epic's Unreal Engine 3 demo at GDC in March showed similarly themed areas. The DLC pack All Fronts let us plan out how we wanted to tackle a particular section. You can only go guns a-blazing or try a more stealthy approach using the Theron guard armor. Regardless of its originality, it was interesting trying to sneak by guards without ever having to fire a shot. Gears 3 could utilize a few sections like this, where sneaking plays a more dominant role. It might seem like this would play directly against what makes the combat great, but the strategy could play into specific achievements and end-level bonuses. Part 2 left off with the deadly emulsion acting as a virus on the Locust, turning the already dangerous aliens into zombie-like monsters, with even more aggression. It sounds like we'll have a lot to handle in the sequel, but it would be unfortunate if Gears 3 gleaned too much inspiration from the recent zombie shooter craze. An emulsion-driven boss here and there will be fine, but hopefully every enemy we face won't be infected. As for the story itself, the last thing we heard was a transmission from Marcus's father, Adam, questioning the act of sinking Jacinto and flooding the Locust below.
This is Adam Phoenix. Can you hear me? What have you done?
Believed to be dead, we're not sure if the Elder Phoenix is referring to the recent events or his earlier plan to destroy their last remaining sanctuary. The mission plan in Gears 3 could be to rescue Phoenix Sr. or continue his work. And after seeing the demise of Anthony and Benjamin Carmine,
Sniper!
we can only expect that Gears 3 will be the end of the remaining two Carmine brothers, Clay and Madison.
Carmine!
Whatever the Cogs will have to face in Gears of War 3, the odds are stacked against them. After two desperate acts, the Locust continues to rise from the rubble of Serra and grow more aggressive and powerful as each day passes. While we'd love to see the conflict end, we also hope that this will be the most challenging operation yet. A relentless onslaught making us constantly ask ourselves, what is that? And how the hell do we kill it? This is what we wish the first Gears would deliver, and now 4 years later, we hope these expectations will be split in half and their remains stomped into oblivion.